Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Radio Pulsar. I'm Leanne Bloom, and I'm here today with Janine, also known as J9. And we're going to get right into it with some of our questions here. So when did you first become interested in music, and what was some of your biggest influences?
Well, I've always been interested in music, I feel like since I was born, like the rest of us. My mom and dad used to bring me a record every time they would go out of town as a gift when they got back. So yeah, I've been loving music forever. My earliest musical influences were punk rock. I used to go to lots of shows when I was young, and that transitioned into industrial, goth, that kind of stuff. And then I would go to a lot of concerts and see bands play. I used to do photography for bands and stuff like that in high school.
So how did that transition into DJing?
Well, I was actually pretty resistant to electronic music for a long time. House wasn't really my thing, so when I first heard drum and bass, and it had a lot of the same sounds that I grew up with in the other genres of music, that really appealed to me. So drum and bass was my first love, but when I heard breaks at Burning Man for the first time, really heard them, I fell in love with breaks, and I've been playing them ever since. That's when I started DJing in 2004. So
For the love of breaks.
Love of breaks.
And so now we're doing this live streaming thing. We're in the middle of a pandemic right now. And how has that affected your DJing?
Well, now I feel like I have unlimited time to music shop, to put together sets, and to play music for people. I've been playing just about twice a weekend since this started, and it's been amazing. I've been loving every minute of it. I love all the extra time I get to spend working on music, and I'm loving the fact that I get more time to connect with my audience in a totally different way than I did before. And actually, I love the fact that I get to play different types of music than I would usually play. So if I play out at a club, I'm generally thinking about what's going to get people to dance. How can I keep the energy level high enough, so that it's a successful night out. But when I'm playing here, I get to incorporate a lot of tracks that I've bought and that I really love, but I've never really had a chance to play out before, and that's been also really fun for me.
Nice. Do you see yourself doing it beyond this pandemic, when we can convene again?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't think I would ever stop because I love it, doing it so much. But on the flip side of that, I really hope that that it doesn't take over or try to replace the live events, because there's just something that's really so special about connecting with people in person and connecting with them on the dance floor from where I stand, and that can never be duplicated, I don't think, via live stream. So I hope that the community at large doesn't try to replace, say, bringing headliners over in person doing live stream, because it's just not the same to me. But I would love to continue doing it for as long as people will watch.
Yeah. And how do you connect with your audience through the live stream?
Well, I mean, it's hard to connect sometimes at the time, because you're doing so many things at once, and you're looking at the chat, and I like to try to get in there and say hi to people and stuff, but really I'm trying to connect with them more through my music selection and through the energy that I'm putting out. I do move a lot when I'm playing and dance, and I think people connect with that, and they feel that, and somehow maybe makes them appreciate what they're hearing a little bit more, and makes me maybe more accessible. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. So what's different about live streaming versus DJing at a club to you?
What's different? Well, maybe, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's maybe a little bit less pressure in some ways and a little bit more in others. You know, there's the technical side and you have to hope that everything goes right. And I'm not super technical, so that was a little stressful at first, but yeah, I mean, it's different because it's not in person. I don't know. There's definitely a different element to that.
So what motivates you to continue to get better at live streaming and push beyond your technical difficulties?
Mm-hmm. Well, at first I was really resistant to learning all the technical stuff, but now I'm really enjoying learning more about everything, music related, and actually kind of embracing the technical challenges as an opportunity to learn and grow. And now I'm feeling like, maybe more interested in producing music because I feel like I'm living and breathing it. And so I'm more in a space to think about music in a little different way, have a different ear, and be more intimate with it in that way. So producing seems like something that would be really fun. So if I have a little extra time to do that, why not?
Super exciting. How do you see yourself producing? And I know that you're a vocalist as well. And do you see yourself adding your own vocals to tracks? And like, how do you see producing?
Yeah, that's the most exciting part, really. I do love to sing, and I've got my audio interface, and I've got a really nice microphone, and I just got it all set up. So I'm kind of on my way with my home studio, and definitely the first thing I'm going to be doing is playing around with my own voice and playing around with my vocals and seeing what I can do with that. It's pretty exciting to me because I've always wanted to do it and never done it before. So yay.
Would you recommend live streaming to newcomers?
Well, yes, definitely. One other thing I would like to say about that is, when we play live shows, we have an audience, and that audience is finite. And, a lot of times in our community, it's kind of the same audience, over and over. But being able to live stream, you're opening yourself up to the possibilities of anybody in the world being able to watch you. And that's just so exciting and fun and interesting. I've met a lot of really amazing people through live streaming all over the world. So yeah, go for it. It's super fun.
Great. Where do you see live streaming and DJing going in the future?
That's a good question. It seems like VR is going to play a big part in live streaming, coming up here in the next few months with Burning Man wanting to go virtual. And I think that's probably what's going to be happening. So it's cool, I can't wait to see what they come up with.
Right. So great. Anything else you want to add for today?
No, I'm just really really happy to be doing this every weekend. Really grateful for all the people that make it possible, and really grateful for all the people that keep showing up to hear me play. So thank you. Mm-hmm.
And we will link you in our YouTube videos, and so that people can check you out live.
Great.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and we will see you on the screen.
Thanks, Leanne.